Meredith Franklin. I'm an associate professor at the University of Toronto in Canada. And our study is looking at different source contributions and unconventional oil and gas in our shale plays. We're focusing mostly on the Permian Basin right now, and then we're going to be moving to the Eagle Ford Shale. The Permian Basin is located straddling between Texas and New Mexico. We have three main aims. Our first main aim is to set up a stationary platform where we're measuring a whole bunch of different pollutants, greenhouse gases, noise, and radioactivity. And then the second aim is to distribute passive samplers so we can understand sort of the spatial distribution of the air pollutants in the communities surrounding these oil and gas fracking sites. And the third aim is to kind of put this all together to really understand and do some spatial modeling and integrate some satellite data on flaring to see the impact of distribution of the pollutants in the communities. Research update is it took us a very long time to get our trailer set up. So our big research update is that we have established our trailer actually in the Permian Basin in New Mexico side, not too far from Carlsbad, in a community called Loving. And we have a passive sampler set up at this, our stationary sampler set up at this site. And this is the inside. It's filled with instruments and data loggers. And so we finally started collecting data. It took a lot of effort to get us established there because it's fairly remote. And so we have that established, and we're starting to collect data, which we're logging and starting to analyze. So that's the big update, is that we're now finally active there. And we've also recruited a few volunteers to host these other types of samplers, passive samplers, to get sort of the more community-based exposure estimates. So we're recruiting a little bit more at an open house that we're having next week in Loving, New Mexico. And we're hoping to get a few more volunteers to help us host some passive samplers on their properties. Well, so yes, the community open house is happening on May 11th in Loving, and we've had some good success already working with a community organization, local community organization that are activists, and they're interested because there's so much oil and gas development going on in the region that there's a lot of concern from the community. So we're really working hard to make sure that the community understands what our research is about. Again, to get some volunteers. It seems like there's quite a few people that are really concerned in the area just because of the level of oil and gas that's going around. You can even see from our site, there's a bunch of smoke. It's probably hard to see on video, but there's a lot of flaring going on, even where our site is. So it's very, very active. And also from this plot, we can see this is just the production of natural gas and oil, and it's increased to very high levels. And this is really within our study area, so we can see the boom that's happening. So we're working with the community to really make them understand, to better understand what they're seeing by collecting data and showing them the data that goes around sort of the thing that they see that's happening around them in the industry. We're measuring some pollutants that are already regulated, but a lot of the pollutants are not already regulated. We're looking, we're very concerned about methane. I think a lot of people are concerned about methane. And so hopefully there may be some policy about that. Also maybe about flaring. That's one of our expertise. We have done a lot of prior work on flaring, which is when they burn off excess gas. It's both noisy, smelly, and it generates a lot of pollution. So maybe there could be some additional, policy making around those kind of activities.